Hi, I'm Kayla from Greenbrier. In front of me, I have a Pearl Vision Birch kit. It's a red to black finish, and it's a very masculine kit. Here's Stephen Whitesides to give you a sample of what it sounds like.
Hey, this is Stephen Whitesides with Greenbrier Percussion. Thanks, Kayla, for introducing this awesome kit. I agree, the red to black fade finish is quite amazing looking, especially with the lacquer. It looks extremely deep. You can see just the right amount, a very faint amount of wood grain through the lacquer. The drums, though, sound amazing. That's what's really important here. They sound very earthy, very deep. Most drums, as a couple of more experienced drummers than myself have told me, have 3 tuning ranges that work best for them. They all have like a low, a mid, and a high. So as you're taking a drum out of the box, heads are loose, you start tuning it up, you're going to hit a spot, it's a kind of low end. You get very little head response out of that low tuning, but it's going to hit one of those spots where it just sounds right. You'll hit one at the medium range and one at the high range, and the tighter your head is, the more response you're going to get out of it. I had to work really hard to pull a lot of stick response out of this kit. That's the only weak point, I think, with the tuning we chose on it. Now, we could crank it up and tune it higher. I think it wouldn't sound quite as good that way. It sounds amazing the way it is, low, earthy, rumbly, and yet with the birch focus on highs, it actually balanced this kit out really well. Birchwood's really good, especially in that low tuning range for this particular kit. I think, though, the strength is the fact that you could, with this low tuning range, play a lot of versatility out of it. For example, the bass drum blends really well with the 16-inch floor tom. So when we want to do things between your double kick pedal and your floor tom, it doesn't sound like that ridiculous thing you can get like on a bebop kit where the bass drum's really deep and punchy. You go to a very tonal, high-pitched floor tom, and they just don't seem to match up. Whereas, as I'll show you more as I play in a second here, they blend very well together, and they work together. It's also kind of interesting playing with this 8, then jumping to the 12. The 8-inch tom doesn't stand out as much as I thought it would. It actually blends pitch-wise really well with these. I'd consider stacking the 8-inch tom, though, over here to the right of the floor tom and using it kind of like an accessory as opposed to another tom in a row going from high to low doing tom rolls and stuff. I think stylistically that would be a cool thing to do. So I'll do a little bit of that during the medley. I'm going to improvise here in a couple of seconds. The snare is very tight. I think it's a fairly responsive snare. It doesn't give you a whole lot of overtones near the edge or on the rim shot, which surprises me a little bit for birch. I think that's because it's a very lightweight shell. These aren't overly thick shells. So that does provide a little more response, a little more snap to it, and a little less ring to it for a snare drum with the heads cranked this tight. You get kind of the opposite theory when you're dealing with tom-toms. So all in all, I think this is a good low-range kit, a very balanced kit, easy to tune up. I think the heads are the stock heads are not overly responsive. I might want to switch these out to like Evans EC2, so I could go for the medium tuning range in these drums and still get enough head tension where the heads are really bouncy. But just out of the box, this kit sounds amazing, and if you're not a really fast, speedy roll player, I think you're going to have a really easy time. This sounds as good as a pro kit for a very low price. If you are a speedy roll character, I'm going to give it my best in a second here. You can make it work, just a little more effort than you're going to be pushing out of like a Babinga kit, which costs more. If you have the extra $600 to spend, will make your life a little easier. You can play the mid-tuning range and still get that response and still get that low end. So enjoy how this kit sounds. Here goes.